This behind me is one of the most important launches of 2025. This is the new Venue. It's one of Hyundai's most important cars. It's also the car that they have, well, the two cars that they have in the sub 4-meter segment, but this is the most important one that they have. Now, this is the second generation of the Venue. There are a whole bunch of changes, but let me start by telling you this is now wider, it's taller, it has a longer wheelbase, but it is still the same sub 4-meter length. Now, this particular one is the N-Line, and I'm going to do my walk around today on the N-Line because that's the one that we've been allocated, because they know that we are a slightly more enthusiastic crowd. So let's start with the engine before we do anything else. 120 horsepower from that 1-liter turbo, 172 Newton meters of torque, still gets a manual, still gets a dual clutch gearbox. It's exactly the same as the standard turbo and the standard Venue. The N-Line has become more of a styling package now than anything else, but you still have some changes which I will talk about on the inside, which we'll talk about when we get there. But for starters, let's look at the way this looks. The Creta, of course, started this whole trend of being very boxy. It comes from the Ioniq 5 family, or the Ioniq family in general, and this has continued it. In fact, this Hyundai design language is doing really, really well for Hyundai, because I believe Hyundai sold some 25,000-30,000 Cretas last month, or some absolutely crazy figure. This is going to add to that sales bulk because this looks good. It looks different from everything else. Essentially, it's still the same Kia Ceros platform, but the Kia Ceros is a bit of a love it or hate it design. This, I'm thinking everybody's going to like, or at least more people are going to like than hate. So let's talk about details now. You get this sort of fang-shaped LED daytime running light, and as with all Hyundais, you get the LED daytime running light running all the way across. So yes, people are going to make jokes that it looks like a tube light, but there are some little bits and pieces, like there is some plastic inside it which has a little bit of texture to it and some steps to it, so it looks a little more modern. It looks nice. This, of course, is the headlamp cluster. So you've got two LED units for low beam, two for high beam, and the indicators are inbuilt right here. In this case, on the N-Line, it gets the dynamic turn indicators, so sort of like Audis of the past. But these three clusters, they look cool. Again, as the N-Line is, you get a slightly more sportier bumper, but also on the normal standard Venue, you get a nice squared off looking bumper. On the N-Line, you also get these red accent pieces, which frankly, some people like. I'm not a massive fan of, but again, I think I'm getting older, which is why I'm not a massive fan of it. Okay, let's come to the sides. Or in fact, let's come to that side because it's easier to shoot and show. So let's come here. Big changes on the N-Line as compared to the standard Venue, but in general, which let's talk about design language, a very squared off fender. On this car, on the N-Line, you get a body colored fender, which looks a little bit sportier. On the standard car, this is plastic. It's like a sort of dull plastic. This is also nicely painted on the standard car. It's not painted, and you get a bit of a side skirt happening here. And this little thing, this little patch is slightly different, slightly more muscular on the N-Line, slightly more pronounced. Wheels are different too, and actually I like the wheels. I'm not a big fan of Hyundai wheels in general, but these look actually quite cool. There are a bunch of steps, a bunch of fins, almost like a turbo fan design from sort of vintage wheels, but it kind of looks nice. I would have liked if the wheel was a little bit more simple or a little bit more sportier, but this is fine. Again, the new Venue in general has so many new design bits like this. It says Venue on the side here. It's a very decently integrated sort of panel that they've put in. It's been painted in the same sort of matte grey or satin grey that this is, so it sort of matches. But overall, because this is the N-Line, you get a lot more accentuation in terms of all these spoilers. Now, this is the kind of stuff that I really like. This is the kind of stuff Hyundai did really, really well with the Creta N-Line, which is why the Creta N-Line has been a huge hit for Hyundai despite the big price point. Tail lights, again, very, very similar to like we've seen on the Creta. This is now a real baby Creta, because look at the design language between the two and you will see that there are so many similarities in terms of the way the tail lights are, the headlights are, and even the overall stance and shape of the car is very, very similar. Unlike previous cars, the name or the badge is actually inbuilt into the tail lamp. So it kind of looks a little more decent, a little less sort of, what do you call it? A little bit of less of salad on the rear tailgate. And of course, you've got an N-Line badge. And in typical N-Line fashion, you have the twin tip exhaust pipes as well, including the rear bumper. I mean, the bumper also is a little bit more sportier, is a little bit more accentuated to show that slightly more enthusiast stance. Although remember, this car and the turbo version of the Venue, the standard Venue, is going to be almost the same mechanically, apart from maybe a slight tweak of the suspension and a slightly better exhaust note. That crazy exhaust note on the Venue N-Line of the past, that's gone. The i20 N-Line had a better exhaust note, that's gone in this as well. It's more standard, but it looks cooler for sure. So right, there's the exterior. As I said, come here, as I said, there is a longer wheelbase on this, so 20 mm more, which means you do get a little bit better rear seat space. But overall, for 3995 mm is the length of it, and it is slightly wider, it is slightly taller, so there is a little bit more space in general on the inside as well, which makes it a little bit more usable as a family car, right? Let's go to the inside. Brand new cabin on the inside, just like we got a brand new exterior. And frankly, this cabin is a huge step up from what the Venue is. You get a beautiful curved screen, which has two inbuilt screens sort of built into it. And this pane, this plastic panel, this sort of gloss panel actually really looks nice because it's angled towards the driver like old BMWs used to do. In fact, Hyundai is taking a lot of design cues from older BMWs because the Hyundai chief designer actually was the ex-chief designer of BMW. So that's obviously a little bit of a step, a little bit of an homage that's being played out there. This car, the N-Line, the differentiation on the inside, apart from the obvious seat covers and the seat motifs and the black interior with the red stitching and the red ambient lighting, which by the way, you get ambient lighting on here as well, around the console and the gear knob. The big difference is the steering wheel. Now this is the same steering wheel that comes out of the Ioniq 5N, which is why you get drive modes and traction modes right here on the steering wheel now. So you get drive modes, which is eco, normal and sport. And if you want to go slight mild off-roading, which honestly this is not the kind of car to do it, but if you want slightly different traction modes, then you have snow, mud and sand that you can select on here as well. But of course, you don't really need it in most circumstances. Otherwise, what Hyundai has done on this is not gone the way of a lot of other automakers and not gone completely touchscreen in terms of their cluster for AC, for music, the sort of music controls. So you have buttons for what you need, and which are great because for the fan switches, for example, or for temperature control, or for the volume control, or to sort of move around the menu, or for menu controls, the main menu controls as well, you've got dedicated buttons. So that's a great touch. That's actually Hyundai listening to what people actually want and not doing it wantonly like some other automakers have done. This car gets only a single pane sunroof. I'm surprised it doesn't have a full panoramic roof. I believe the normal Venue does have a panoramic roof. Maybe there's a version of the N-Line that gets one, but frankly, single sunroof more than does it for me. What it does mean is you get a lot more rear headspace, which we will get to in a minute. But there is a little thing that I want to show you. Now, of course, I like certain design bits. I always like certain sort of nice touches. So the thing that really stands out for me is actually this little bar, this beautiful plastic bar, and the plastic quality is not too bad either, with a little Venue sort of ingrained into it, is actually really well done. So that's a little positive. Otherwise, the all black interior actually looks quite nice. Right, time to move to the rear and to see how much space the new Venue actually has. Right, we're in the back seat now. I'm 5'10", just about 5'11". Look at the amount of headspace I have. So that's something that they've really worked on. Again, the driver's seat is in my driving position. I've got about 4 inches of space right here near my knees. So that's a good amount of space. And just like the other cars in the Hyundai lineup, this gets a reclining rear seat as well. So you can actually recline to a quite decent angle. Very comfortable. Now, it's not as comfortable or as heavily reclined as what you get in the Kia Ceros. They've not sacrificed the boot for it, but overall there is a lot more space in this as compared to its predecessor. It actually does show. It feels wider, it feels taller, but maybe it doesn't feel really longer because it's only 20 mm, so it's just about this much longer on the wheelbase, but overall it's well integrated. The front seat is sort of scaped out as well, so you get a little more leg space, and of course you've got the famous chillers for your, you know what I mean. But otherwise, again, black roof. Could have done maybe with a slightly lighter color to make it a little more airier on the inside. But frankly, I prefer black headliners. You also get a little privacy curtain, which the Delhi police might have something to say about sometimes. But again, it is factory fitted, so it should not be an issue. Otherwise, the only thing that it maybe lacks just a little bit is the lack of, say, soft touch plastics on the door cards. That's something that's a bit of a negative. But frankly, apart from that, this is a great cabin to be in. So there you have it. That's the new Hyundai Venue. This is the N-Line. This gets the 1.1 litre turbocharged engine, manual and automatic. But you do get other engine options in the standard car. So you do get this exact same engine in this exact same powertrain spec. But you also get the 1.2 Kappa engine, which of course is the most popular engine in the lineup because that's what people buy on the entry level. And you still get the diesel, which is one of my favorite engines because although it's only 115 horsepower on paper, the cool figure in that is it's actually really usable 115 horsepower. great 250 Newton meters of torque, and also huge range. I mean, I remember the older Venue that I had, the diesel automatic, one tank was about 1,000 kilometers of range. This will be similar. So tell us what you think of the Hyundai Venue. Check out our socials, because by now the prices are out. We're shooting this just before the launch, so when you see this, pricing will be out. Tell us what you think about the car, what do you think about the new design, and overall what do you think about the Venue just in general. And if you would buy this or everything else, because I now think this is the best sub 4 meter sub compact SUV in our country.